I'm kidding. You got me.
I'm kidding with you.
Good morning and welcome to episode 1199 of Hard Factor. It is Monday, May 1st, 2023. Thank you for cheating on the news with us once again. Today, Wes has political comedy, NFL draft highlights, a feel-good story, and another controversial decision from Spain in the cup of coffee in the big time.
What'd they do now?
That's correct. Oh, you're going to see. It is fucked up. It is.
Is it worse than legalizing bestiality? Because that was the last one. So
Yeah,
And point of view, that's eye of the beholder, Will.
I thought getting rid of air conditioning was the worst, making the average temperature like 78 or something. That was the worst. Worse than bestiality.
It does have to do with animals. So,
wow. Okay, Spain.
Yeah, give them rid of air conditioner that breeds terrorists.
Spain really making moves this year.
Like a welcome sign for them.
Mark's got the, speaking of Spain, taking things too far corner on deck.
Spain adjacent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Really is.
Morocco.
Yeah.
Pat's got Dick Icebergs in the hole today.
Yeah, man. It's going to chill you to the bone.
Like an ice sculpture? Or like
you're going to have to wait to find out.
Man-made or okay.
You're going to have to wait to find out. But a little history lesson in there, too. It's for you history buffs. Mona, listen up.
About Dick Icebergs? That's awesome.
Well, as a journalist, Will, I weave a pretty tight little story. So
you got in there. You got in that iceberg world.
Mm-hmm.
That's a history I want to learn about for sure.
Frozen balls deep.
And I've got some more
blue balls deep. Fuck.
Blue balls deep.
God damn it! I'm sorry, Will.
S'mores like the.
It was
like
still good though.
The snack. I'm hungry. I could go for.
I mean, you
s'mores.
just wish you'd hit that last.
Yeah,
level.
I wish that, bro.
Live shows are tough.
You can't get the 10 out of 10 pun every time.
Yeah.
Sometimes you hit the 9.
It's a little inside baseball for the people. That's fine. They get to see it.
And I don't have s'mores. I have some more government dummies batting cleanup today. That's what's happening.
Okay.
In the cleanup spot.
Sounds good. Sounds interesting. Yeah.
Never a shortage of them. You know what I mean?
Well, Mondays are always great because just the news had the whole weekend to news, you know. Mm-hmm. Oops, you gave us too much time, you know.
It's a real full diaper of news. It's like
it's
like
so full.
You were solo parenting this weekend and woke up a little later than you should have to get your kid out of their crib.
That sounds specific.
Whoops.
It happens. It happens.
Yep.
Such a full diaper of news that I don't even think we're talking about Noam Chomsky and the current CIA director being big time Epstein guys that getting caught with that.
I mean, they were on his calendar.
They were liaising for the Obama administration with Epstein. Pretty hilarious. So it's such a full diaper that Epstein news doesn't make the diaper.
You don't say no to a billionaire's appointment. I mean, retrospectively, now you do.
Well, I mean, at that billionaire, I think certainly.
You don't say no to a pile of cocaine and a 16-year-old sex trafficked virgin.
That's
right?
what
everyone's
taking Epstein's meeting.
That's the saying.
That's what it seems many billionaires in America have said over the
bumper
last
sticker.
Several decades.
A lot of people calling them journalists ahead of the Epstein meeting.
Yeah.
Themselves, as a journalist.
Yeah, I took the meeting as a journalist. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were on his calendar, Pat, I think 11 times, though. It's a lot of Epstein meetings.
One for every year that girl they banged was alive.
That's a project. That means a project.
That's a lot of getting your stories straight meeting.
Yeah.
You're working on something together.
Now I got to check my notes.
Definitely.
Yeah. Let's run through it again.
11 times.
We ended here. Yeah.
Yeah. Or your business partners and something. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Okay, well, let's get into it since there's such a full diaper. Here we go.
Yeah. Cup of coffee in the big time.
You think viewership would go up or down if we changed it from coffee to the diaper?
To the full diaper.
Down.
The full diaper is the grossest thing.
This coming from the guy that doesn't like poop talk.
It wasn't poop. It was just pee.
Yeah.
Those can still be gnarly if it's
They're
too
heavy,
long.
Yeah, those things can weigh a ton. Those diapers, when they're full of pee.
Imagine throwing somebody with a full pee diaper completely full.
Oh, you
What's
can knock
happening?
someone out with a full pee diaper.
Well, have you
You could knock
have
someone
you ever
out
thrown a
with
diaper in the
with a-
wash? It won't stop
It's
taking.
happening
liquid.
right now. People throw diapers every day.
Thud. It's so heavy.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll tell you what, the full diaper when you fuck up a little bit and like the baby alarm doesn't wake you up, it's a physical representation of what a failure you are.
Yeah.
You know, it's right there in
It
your
is.
hands. You can feel
Yeah.
it in the weight.
You did that. Yeah.
You did that.
That's why we buy night diapers, Pat. Pro tip. More absorbent.
Night diaper.
Well, let's get into the diaper.
We're not keeping that. No.
This is a night diaper full of news. This one.
That's right. Fun fact of the day, which will pertain to a story I'm doing later. Did you know there's only around 40,000 dwarfs in the whole United States?
Okay.
Did you know? Yeah.
I mean,
so
Okay.
I would have guessed under 100,000. So I mean, that's not.
that's why you feel
there's
so
a-
lucky when you see one.
Oh, it's more like a joke of the day.
Yeah.
But it
Well,
was
it's also a fact.
There's got to be a
Well, I
one
mean,
one in
weave
how
them
many
together.
that the dwarfism occurs. You know.
Well, that
Right? Is it just a
40,000.
percentages game?
Yeah, it's percentage.
Yeah, I don't
Well,
know. I don't know the one.
Are we coupling all little people as dwarves or like different? Because
What about
the
short kings?
Dwarfism. Dwarfism.
dwarfism?
There's over 300 types of dwarfism.
Right.
Oh, you do
None of
know
us
this.
can really
Okay, I
tell
was
the
gonna
difference.
say.
We can tell the difference between like we know what the stereotypical M word looks like. I'm not going to say it.
Right.
But there's many other types of like hypochondroplasia is I think what the M word is. There's many types of dwarfism. 300
Got that,
types.
but
So are they all included in the 40,000 or not? Is my question.
I'm sorry. What?
Are they all inclusive? 40,000 every little
Yes.
person.
Yes.
Or,
Dwarfism. Yeah. hmm
Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
Mhm.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
And 80% of them are born to normal height parents. So
Right.
Okay.
Wow.
Why do you know this, Wes?
because I looked it up. I looked it up before the show.
Looked at
Why,
the
but
stats.
why?
Yeah.
That's a why.
Well,
Why did
we'll
you
get
look
to it
up?
later because I'm doing,
Okay,
I'm
all
doing
right.
a story on dwarfs later. Look at the picture behind me. Those are some dwarfs. They're protesting dwarfs. All right, guys. This one sounds like a
Libertad.
field.
So they want liberty.
Yeah,
They have to
you'll-
be. The signs are so low to the ground.
yeah, they got to make.
They got to get to the front. Right.
Yeah.
Well, a good thing.
Well,
it's-
they need like a big stick.
Well, you know, Mark, you saw that they have their normie homies behind them. It's
Right. That's what I'm saying. They have to get to the front of the
normie
line.
supporters,
Yeah.
back row.
All that takes to stop a dwarf protest is one line of people in front of them.
There's gonna be a lot of
Yeah,
this in
one
Wes's
NBA.
story, so let's move
All
on.
right.
Yeah, well, no, I'm loving it. Well, we won't
No,
get
you
to
are.
that one first. This is a feel good story, but actually a pretty fucked up one, if you ask me. Just to start your Monday, guys. This is Cooper. Okay, Cooper is a lovely, beautiful golden retriever, and he was surrendered by his original owners in Northern Ireland to Lost Paws, Northern Ireland, which is a animal shelter,
Sure.
animal place that takes in. And
Why'd
the
they get
group,
rid of
Yeah, Cooper looks to be like eight or older, an old dog.
Yeah, well, he's definitely an adult dog, and I think you're right, Pat. I don't know, but he's got kind of a puppy face. You can never really tell with Goldens. He doesn't have the old Golden face quite yet. But
Yeah.
anyway, they surrendered him because
They're the
he,
black people's
they,
dogs.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah. Golden retrievers don't crack. That you're
They
saying.
age very well. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, they age very well. So someone was too selfish to take care of another living being any longer, and they got rid of Cooper. Luckily for Cooper, he was quickly adopted. I mean, he's beautiful. Of course, a nice golden retriever is going to get quickly adopted. But Cooper missed his original owners. So upon arriving in his new home with his new owners in Dungannon, Cooper said, "Peace out, losers. I'm out of here." And he ran away. He was like the dog in a Funny Farm that Chevy Chase got. Just took off immediately. Over the next few days, multiple sightings were reported of Cooper, but Cooper managed to elude search groups as he crossed over counties. And where do you think Cooper was finally
He went to his
found?
home. His
Yeah,
original
right.
home.
He ran all the way back home to Tobermoor, which is 40 miles away. He made it.
Okay, this is way
and-
worse than Pat waking up a little bit late and feeling the weight of the diaper. This is a
I
dog.
didn't necessarily.
This
do
is a
that.
dog. This is a dog that like returns home after you got rid of it. That's bad. That's
Yeah,
that's
Its owners are like they're about to shoot heroin into their arm, and they hear
like,
scratching
oh,
at the door.
Yeah.
Oh, Coop, you're back, mate.
Got a new dog.
Yeah, this is gonna ruin the high.
Oh.
And
He's like
of
a real
course,
piece of
upon seeing how much Cooper loved them, his new owners had a change of heart and decided to clean up their selfish ways and take Cooper back. Just kidding. Cooper was again ripped from the owners he loved and given back to the people he escaped, no
Oh,
doubt,
my
to live a
God.
life of leashes and fences because they didn't trust him now. So,
Right, 'cause Cooper
Yeah,
always
this
wanted
is
to
a
get back.
horrible story.
yeah, I know. I told you. It
Cooper's
sounds like
just
a feel-good
depressed
story, but
now?
it's-
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cooper-
now he's just in a cage all day because he wants to go home, but he can't
This is
because
like
his
the
new
Toy
owners.
Story scene where the toy that ended up being the bad guy sees the original family with the new toy through the window. He now
Yeah.
knows they didn't die.
Are
He
you talking about
knows they
Sid
exist.
Yeah.
I think it's like Lotso.
in the original Toy Story?
No, in the third. No, Toy Story
that
3,
Lotso-
bro.
no,
Lotso
no,
the
this
bear.
is- this
Come
is
on.
3 or 4.
How do you
yeah.
not? How are you
Oh.
not up in
This
Toy
is
Story?
deep Toy
3.
Story canon.
Toy Story
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it.
Oh,
So why did they? So
Yeah.
they gave him up. They said here we don't want this 8-year-old dog, and then he came back, and then they
Yeah.
gave him up again.
Yeah, I think they're the ones that called the shelter on him. Like, hey,
Yeah.
this
So is
fucking
this
dog's
story
They
back.
just
call
to
the new
make fun
owners
of-
like, "Hey, our fucking dog's back."
Did they
Yeah.
give out the identity of these people who refused to take Cooper? Or
No,
I mean, they
there
must
was
shield it
no-
for.
I'd like to send
They're
them.
gonna-
a
they're gonna
shields.
shield it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
gonna shield it. So unfortunately for Cooper, like you said, now he can't be trusted. I mean, I don't know. If a dog ran away from me and back to its old owners, I would never give him another chance. I'd be like, clearly,
Yeah.
he belongs with you.
Well,
Guess
you know,
what?
don't-
Now you're
don't
going to
worry
a
about
third
it's a new
home,
one.
bud. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's like dating a girl after she was dating a millionaire. You know,
But
You-
it's true.
It's just
yeah.
you just know.
Yeah.
Never really
So
completely.
are the people who just
stack
refuse
up.
to take Cooper going to be punished, or they just get to
No, they're
like
not gonna be punished.
reject
No.
dogs
No,
for
they
the
just
rest of
they
their
get
life?
to do they get to
Yeah.
live their selfish lives and not worry about Cooper ever again.
There should be
Unless he
some kind of
escapes and
fine. I
comes
think
back.
there should be a fine for that for taking dogs and then just immediately giving them back.
This is
Yeah.
unlimited dissing of your dog, though, for the new owners. Whenever the dog's misbehaving, they can be like, "Well, Cooper, we're gonna drive you by your old house that doesn't want you if you keep it up."
It's only 40
do
miles
they do
away.
that?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they could torture Cooper.
They could absolutely taunt Cooper.
Yeah, they could. Probably for that.
I mean,
So,
Yeah.
Cooper.
pretty sad. I mean, I
Yeah.
feel bad for Cooper.
40
It's
miles.
sick that dogs can do this, though. I love this about dogs.
Yeah.
Oh, they're the best.
So, Wes,
Dogs
that's
are
the-
best.
Opening story on Monday morning, huh?
That's the opening story on Monday morning.
Just
You
the
got
saddest dog in the world.
it. You got
I
it.
saw the headline like dog.
Dog
Dog returns
I wanted
home 40
it.
miles. Well,
I
it
was glad
sounded
you
like
did
it
it.
sounded like it was gonna be a good story.
I was
Right,
fine.
I thought it
Dog
was gonna be a
returns
great story
home
too.
40 miles and then
And
gets
then it was
rejected.
then it was miserable.
Right.
Yeah,
That was
got
gonna be like a
rejected
homeward,
again.
real life homeward bound situation.
Everyone's so happy. The
Yeah, he's
dog
in
owners
slow
are kissing
mo,
the
and then the
dog.
owners
Yeah,
are like,
yeah.
"No."
Yeah.
right. We thought she's dead, Cooper. We figured you dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, went a different direction than the
Yeah.
headline. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, let's move
Get
on,
the
guys.
fuck out of my house, Cooper. I told you.
Right. Yeah. What about we don't want you? Didn't you understand?
I'm high again, Cooper. Get the fuck out of here.
Hi again, Cooper.
I'm trying to do heroin here, Cooper.
Am I this high or is Cooper home?
Swear to God, I'm seeing things.
Yeah.
That can't be.
You lied. You didn't know. You never dropped them off. Guys, the NFL
Dude,
draft.
you know the guy, the male in the relationship, totally would not drop him off. You can't
However
put
many
that past
people
him.
were in there, all immediately started arguing about why Cooper was back.
Who
and
the
who's supposed to win.
fuck didn't drop off Cooper?
I swear to God, I dropped him off. Yeah,
You're all
This
so irresponsible while they all have needles in their
this is
arms.
just like you paid the rent last month, right?
You can't trust none of yous.
I left them at the gate. All right, guys. The NFL draft was big news over the weekend, but the two biggest stories were not even about football, really, which I can really get behind because I honestly don't give a fuck. You know how
Go
many times
Birds,
a
what
man
a
can,
draft, huh?
can
Howie, who-
tackle another
Oh,
man, or
how the Eagle?
You know.
What?
The fuck
Yeah.
happened to you, Wes, man? You used to be a football fan. I don't understand, man.
how easily a man can run through the line of other men, or how fast another man can run and catch some
Football's
balls
a fun
thrown by
game. Wes.
another
You don't
man,
like it
or
at all?
how good a
You
man
don't
is
like
at
watching
blocking
football?
another man from having his way with his own man, or not interested. You know, myself.
You're
Not
saying it's a
a
gay
fan,
thing. All right, yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
just like
well, I'm not a
watching-
real man. I'm not a
You
real
like
man.
watching men drive a shaft as hard as they can and
Right,
have the
you're a
have the
fan
end,
of
Right.
golf
the end
and
up
hating
in a
on
hole.
Yeah, yeah.
Have them end up putting something in a hole.
Yeah.
It's
a
pretty,
golf
yeah.
a
it's
golf
pretty
fan.
gay.
Oh, how
Hating
how
on
fast can that man run?
football.
Oh, that's awesome.
Golf is
man.
very phallic. and gang.
That man can jump so high. Yeah, that's awesome.
It's literally sports, Wes. Literally, sports is watching humans who are at the peak of their performance do cool things athletically.
Right. Yeah, and talk about the stats of that's great. No, what interested myself is the stories of Will Levis. Am I saying that right? Levis?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Or Levis.
No one knew his name in the first round, so who cares?
I don't no idea. And Anthony Richardson's
spelled Levi's though, if you're wondering.
Levi's, Will Levi's, and Anthony Richardson's little brother. First up, Anthony Richardson is great at throwing balls to other men, and he was selected 4th by the Indianapolis Colts. Huge payday. Family was happy, and his little brother was in attendance to support his big brother along with his mom. They were all sporting some nice silver bling. So during the post-selection interview, they turned the mic over to Anthony's little brother for a comment, and his response and voice stole the show away from his older brother. Here's the clip, and keep in mind, this kid is supposedly 13 years old with a fucking neck tattoo. Okay, here it is.
I've always been proud of him.
All right, and little brother over there, what do you think of this? This is pretty special.
This is very special to me. I mean, especially because I look up to him as much, and I've always wanted to be like him. So
you're sort of wearing similar outfits, right? Enjoy every minute. This one's checking himself out in the monitor over here. You look good?
I'm over just trying to face myself.
Do you look good?
I think I look good.
Enjoy.
Yes, ma'am.
Congratulations.
That's
Notice they didn't say younger brother, right? And he was comically short, shorter than mom.
He sounds like Isaac Hayes, the guy who played
They're
Chef
saying
in
he's
South
13.
Park. Yeah.
He's 13. He went through puberty extremely early, and it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Because he's just a small man, a small grown man.
Yeah. Does that mean he might not get that big though? Because he clearly went through puberty already.
Maybe he won't be that tall because but we'll see.
No, he's
but
screwed.
His voice.
He's going to be short.
He's gonna be short. Yeah.
His voice is almost worth it.
He should be a singer. Yeah.
Yeah, man. He's like Chocolate Rain. So I got really into the first round draft pick bonus because I was thinking, like, how do they determine that? Right. You may know this if you don't. But the Players Association worked it out. So each draft pick in the first round just goes down a little bit each, and then in the second and third, right? So 4th is 36.9 million bonus.
What, that's the cap?
No. So if you're picked first in the draft, you get a $41.2 million bonus.
That can't be right. I think that's the max you can get, right?
Yeah, exactly, and it goes down from there. So like that's why if you're a first rounder, it's like a lottery pick, right? Like
I think that's the cap though. The teams don't have to pay the first pick $41 million.
Oh yeah, they do. If they sign the deal, that's how it's done.
I think they can be like, "Do you want $28 million for bonus?"
I don't think you can do that because you have no
but
leverage.
what about
you're
by
taking
position?
them.
It's got to be different levels because like if you draft,
it's different. It's the cap, but
it's got to be different. You have to be able to adjust it by position because you're not going to pay certain positions.
A running back going first isn't getting $40 million.
I mean, maybe.
No,
I don't know.
Definitely not. But I mean, running back wouldn't go first usually. But I mean, it does seem like that's pretty rigid. If it's
well, that's what I was saying. It's like, right? How do you
It's total value, Pat. So it's the first pick's total value for their rookie deal is $41 million with an estimated signing bonus of $27 million. But it's up to the teams to offer, and then that guy can sign it or not. And be like, hey, last year the first pick got a $27 million bonus.
Right.
Yeah, it's up to.
Okay. I was because like, how do you negotiate?
It's not like guaranteed.
Because some guys who picked at certain positions just aren't going to get the max deal. Right.
Yeah, and some years they've already signed the first round pick. Like the second they're drafted that night, they already worked it out with the agent. They're like, here's the and then sometimes it takes like weeks and weeks and weeks to sign like the 4th overall pick because they're going back and forth. Yeah.
I guess in the top 10.
That makes no sense.
Anyway.
Well, anyway. Some comments, like Will said, did he hit puberty at 9? The Allstate guy has a baby he may not know about. I thought this was hilarious. Kid is 5'5", sounding like he's out here about to smell the blood of an Englishman. Anyway, moving on the other.
Jack.
Moving on the other big story. People like me care more about the draft. Will Levis, QB for the University of Kentucky, where I went to school for 2.5 years before my dad drove down to yank me out because I was taking 6 credits, crying over an X, and getting hammered and high every day. Will Levis, why? Who many people thought would go for sure in the first round, including Will Levis, his girlfriend and mom, who all attended the draft in person, thinking surely he would be selected early, go on stage, put on his team's hat, and live happily ever after. But that didn't happen. No, instead, Will Levis sat there with his mom and his girlfriend, and just dejected. Now, the first time I ever heard of Will Levis was actually because of this meme, and it was Will Levis's girl is 100% leaving him, and there it is. There's some.
I mean, she didn't look happy. Yeah.
Look,
she looks
fair,
like
that's a first round girlfriend.
It is. She looks like she was just informed the delivery of her slaves is going to be delayed due to rough seas. That's what she looks
a little bit. She has a.
You put that in black and white. Put that picture in black and white instead of color.
Yeah. Oh, they're late. Oh, off the Atlantic. Oh,
the human traffic shipping is late again, honey.
Yeah. Oh God. Whatever.
Yeah, she does look like she looked like she wanted to leave him the whole time, though. Yeah.
Yeah, here's a video of it. So you
went to the Titans, right?
Second round, early second round.
Ma'am, your slaves are gonna be late. Oh, are you serious? Oh.
She's doing the numbers Pat was doing. She's like, it's now down to like 22 million.
Dude, why has she got such? I mean, she's hot, but why is she so angry all the time?
Dude, this is a fucking trip. I was looking.
She's trying to be the supportive girlfriend.
I thought for sure
maybe he doesn't need her to be ultra pissed all the time and getting pictures snapped 100% of the time.
Oh, he was snapping it at the sisters too. He was snapping at the sisters. Like there was one shot on him where you could read his lips, and he was like, "Enough, and they got up and walked away.
I would be annoyed with everybody getting upset.
Well, dude, I pulled this thing up on Outkick.
It's already embarrassing.
I was thinking for sure, like, okay, so if you're a talent representative, like, number one thing that you do is manage expectations of your client. Like, so you don't want, the last thing you'd want to do as a representative is say, go to the draft. If there's any chance possible at all that you're not going to get drafted first round. That's like talent representative 101. I'm reading this thing on Outkick. Yeah. I guess his agent is Sexton, and he told him to go.
They thought that if Richardson wasn't gone, that he would be selected fourth. But Richardson,
it's embarrassing.
This happens a lot with quarterbacks.
Yeah, so he flew back and spent the rest of the draft the second day with his family. He was selected 33rd by the Titans. So he's now more famous for his bitchy girlfriend and his mayo coffee, which he does, and his embarrassment, by the way. Very racist top 10 lineup by the NFL draft. I mean, not a single white guy in the top 10, so we hope the NFL learns a little bit to be a little more inclusive next year. They've had a problem with inclusiveness.
Follow football.
Yeah, this is
using offensive tackles there.
Well, Peter Skronsky is an offensive tackle from Northwestern. He was picked by the Titans at 11. Yeah, so
what a terrible name for a big
he'll have a big dumb Pollock blocking for him. Look at Peter at this pick, and this is him watching the first video that the Titans sent. Yeah, and this is the video.
He's studying very hard.
Yeah, well, you want to the video that he's studying was leaked, and from the Titans. Here it is.
It's the skills of opening and closing buttons, because it can be very tricky. So here are the steps that I like to use.
First,
we're going to practice opening buttons. I want you to pinch the button, pull out the shirt.
He's amazing.
Push it through and grab it. Well done. Let's try that again.
Yeah. So that's what they got him on first.
We're gonna have to play that again for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's standard protocol with him to give him a couple playbacks of the video training video.
Yeah.
Who made that? Who was that video initially intended for? There, Wes.
Children.
Okay.
Young children.
Yeah.
He's only going to make, according to the same Google search, 9 million going in the second pick in the second round. So he lost 20+ million.
As you can see,
from 4 to 33.
Because he was, he was the Colts maybe at 4. If the Colts took him at 4, he makes 30 million.
That's insane. His agent thought he was going to go in the top 10.
I mean, that's so dumb.
I don't think
you got to fire that agent, right? After he gets his $90,000 or whatever.
I don't know. I don't know much about this guy, but
I think he's a good quarterback, but he's just not good.
Well, no, Outkicked was saying that the agent is like an ass. He's known for this type of shit, apparently.
Yeah, he does this bonehead move. Look,
happened to Aaron Rodgers. Look what happened to him. I mean, he got drafted in the first round, but late first round.
The Titans have 2 Levises on their team. They have the guy from Texas A&M.
Yeah, the Titans, and also they have another young quarterback. It doesn't make much sense.
They got Malik Willis last year.
Yeah,
why did they draft you? I guess he sucks. Yeah.
Yeah, the Titans. You can't be too confident with your QB room after that.
Moving on, guys. Terrible news out of Spain, where the government has just caused me to erase a bucket list item from my own personal list. Dwarf bullfighting. That's right. The Huffington Post article, Spain's parliament this past Thursday banned, quote, comic bullfighting events featuring dwarves dressed in costumes in a decision applauded by disability rights groups, but condemned by the few surviving performers. Yeah, this is very fucked up. So
some of them die?
There's a group. No, it's just they think that they're being mocked. So here, I'm going to play a video for you to show you exactly what's happening over there, okay? This is amazing.
Please.
No fear. They're bullfighters and comedians. They take on young bulls and play to their audience. But what sets them apart is their small stature.
Oh, this is hilarious.
This is awesome. Yeah.
I got into bullfighting because I've enjoyed it since I was a kid. And I'm still doing it now.
The troupe is making a stop in Granada, in Andalusia. These types of shows have a long tradition in Spain. But they're controversial. Should people be entertained at any price, including at the expense of disabled people's dignity?
What?
Disabled?
My father also performed for years. I went to the arena as a child and learned the profession. I've been doing it for a long time now.
Loves it.
The other option is to be a rodeo clown. What the fuck are you talking about?
Days, and there are fewer and fewer troops. Many venues won't host them anymore because some say they make a show out of a disability.
They're doing everything they can to prevent us from performing. That's too bad. We put on a nice show. We don't harm any animals or insult anyone. Why would it bother anyone? I don't mind anyway. I don't find it degrading.
This is fucked up, man.
The shows have ignited a public debate in Granada. Some want to protect the tradition, while others think it's outdated. I used to go with my parents when I was 6 or 8. It was a lot of fun.
But now I have a stick in my ass.
Yeah. It may seem like we're making fun of dwarves, but we're not. Not me, anyway.
We never saw it that
way. When our son was growing up, we'd go to have fun, but not to say, look at those dwarves. They just did funny things. It was great.
I come here to laugh at midgets, and if I'm lucky, one of them might be gored to death. Wouldn't that be something?
Oh man, the last guy. Well, the last guy's the problem.
Last guy's, yeah, he is
the problem. The last guy's why the one bad apple. That's why we can't have that anymore because this guy.
He is. He's ruining it.
As a guy that's fought a baby bull, and they didn't tell me it was a baby bull. I didn't even know until after I fought the baby bull, because the baby bull was so fucking scary.
Yeah, they still look pretty big. Those baby bulls.
Yeah, these things. The baby bull, if it hits you, like you are fucked,
They're not full
bro.
grown, but I mean, it's a powerful cow.
These guys
are gore you to death. Yeah,
these guys are fucking brave as shit. I mean, that's all it is. It's just a scaled version for their size. That's all it is. These fucking.
They want to do it. This is so fucked up. What? It sounds to me like it's a bunch of full-grown Spaniards who are embarrassed about the practice, and so they want to crack down on it.
They're taking away work. They're taking away more work from little people than the guy from Game of Thrones, Peter Dinklage.
You know what this is?
This is a Peter Dinklage.
Hold on,
taking away work.
It's ableist.
Dinklage fights.
Ableist.
Did Dinklage? Did he fight for taking the dwarves away? Right?
Dwarves removed from Snow White and the Seven Dwarves. He didn't want any of the. That's 7 jobs he got rid of.
They're Dinklaging.
He's the worst. So yeah, this is fucked up because all these guys want to do is continue this culture, this heritage that their dads may have did. You know, they love this. It's like the way they make a living, and people are like, no, we're uncomfortable with this, so we're gonna make you stop it. That's what's happening. Because
they're comfortable with
right.
people having sex with animals in Spain, but they're because they just legalized it.
Yeah, there's
an
island on
with their tradition of little people bullfighting.
There's an island off the coast of Spain or two, like Ibiza, where you can have public sex on stage in front of 50,000 people,
cool.
And they're with strangers. But you can't watch a trained dwarf
Not anymore.
Get
paid to do this.
Strange.
Not anymore. Yeah, because people think that they're protecting them when really they are hurting them. It's very sad.
This is like arguing that Cutie should be removed from Netflix, right? Because some pervs might enjoy it, right? Versus like seeing it for what it is, which is like a piece of art that you watch once and you never want to watch again. You know,
nothing similar at all. Nothing similar at all because these
people
are legal age.
Except the whole pedophilia
thing.
Yeah, legal age. Yeah,
the pedophilia thing makes it a little different.
I know they're the same height, Pat, but.
It was a critique on society meant to change exactly what you're talking about. Okay, what are you doing about this question?
Right.
Well, the kids can dance, but we don't need to watch high definition of their crotches while they're stretching and stuff like that. It seemed like
you didn't watch the movie, so don't.
I saw the trailer and almost threw up.
Yeah, which brings us
crotch shots.
Yeah, it's gross. Which brings us to
the cream of the crop.
White House Correspondents dinner was this weekend. You guys catch it?
No.
Oh no, dude.
What year is it?
Trump canceled a few of them.
Yeah,
and they haven't been good for a while. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Obama they were good with Obama because he's funny. So
there's a couple good ones with Obama. Yeah,
not
all of them were good.
But that was the last time I cared. It was like
Right.
I feel like generally,
I think there was a decent one with W, right? Because didn't Colbert do W and burn the house down?
W is funny. Bill Clinton's funny. Yeah, like
they were all great. Things like this have just things like this are just not popular anymore for whatever reason. Like because people can
because people are so partisan, they fucking will
not even that willing
stab you in the neck if you make a joke about their politics.
That is true, but I think it's more the content thing. It's like the same reason the Oscars doesn't perform well anymore. It's the same reason that every TV show is down.
Oscars are it's just like self rewarding for these
people just have so many other options of things to watch that
who cares?
No, dude, political comedy has been destroyed by partisanship.
I agree, but I think it's
straight up.
It's all divisive.
But the Daily Show was great, and it was a bipartisan show growing up, comedy, and that was the golden era when people like didn't fucking want to kill each other over who they voted for president for, and then now it's just fucking ruined because you can't make a joke about it because half the people get so fucking angry and their assholes just clinch so fast, and like you just can't joke
I've got some highlights. It was hosted by Daily Show's Roy Wood Jr.
Is this the new hook? Because Trevor knows he must be a side guy. Like he does like
I don't know. This is what the article says.
Right, yeah, Roy Wood. He's not
the
Trevor
current
Noah.
Daily Show guy.
Yeah.
No.
I think Trevor Noah is still transitioning out. So like I think there is no current guy.
Roy Wood's funny though.
Yeah, he's like
here's some highlights for you.
Newscaster. Yeah.
This dinner sums up my first 2 years in office. I'll talk for 10 minutes, take 0 questions, and cheerfully walk away.
Happy to be here. Oh, real quick, Mr. President, I think you left some of your classified documents up here. You can get them.
Got him.
That's why it's
don't
great.
Give them to him. I'll put them in a safe place. He don't know where to keep them.
You say I'm ancient. I say I'm wise. You say I'm over the hill. Don Lemon would say that's a man in his prime.
Yes, Don Lemon was a diva, joke. And he said a couple of women are
terribly delivered.
Face, but that's a promotion at Fox News.
Vaccinated the nation, transformed the economy, earned historic legislative victories and midterm results, but the job isn't finished. I mean, it is finished for Tucker Carlson. Last year, your favorite Fox News reporters were able to attend because they were fully vaccinated and boosted. This year, with that $787 million settlement, they're here because they couldn't say no to a free meal. MSNBC owned by NBC Universal. Fox News owned by Dominion Voting Systems.
I love Dominion. Matter of fact, let me just say right now, my favorite voting machine is Dominion voting machine. When I go to the polls, I make sure it is a Dominion machine that I use. If your election needs the truth, put Dominion in your booth. If the Trump arrest didn't hit like we thought it was going to hit, we're so desensitized to scandals now. That Trump arrest, it didn't do what I thought it was going to do. The Trump arrest was like a pot brownie you ate 4 hours ago. And you're like, do I feel justice? This don't feel like justice. Let me try one of them Georgia arraignment brownies. Maybe that'll hit.
We added 12 million jobs. That's just counting the lawyers that defended the president.
Which president?
Can we stop with the grooming stuff? Can you stop talking about that? Drag queens are not at a school to groom your kids. Stop it.
Ooh, so this was
and
not
even
very
if they
funny.
were, most of them kids gonna get shot at school. It ain't no problem.
Did you hear that one?
No, what did he say? What was
I know.
Railing on the joke about.
Stop it. And even if they were, most of them kids gonna get shot at school. It ain't no problem. Don't pass legislation.
That's true.
There you go. It really brought.
So Roy Wood was good.
Dead kids.
Get political. I mean, yeah, for one, make a fucking point. Pick one.
But Biden's
I mean, at least he stood up there and made a point. They aren't going to pass anything.
He's funny. Yeah. Biden was like trying to be funny. It just doesn't work when he can't talk.
He was struggling to talk and reading it directly off the teleprompter.
The funniest writers can write you jokes, but if you can't talk,
it's tough to watch because he's just like clearly like he's trying so hard to read and can barely get the words out at the same time. It's just hard to watch.
I bet the jokes were fucking great, but that's a perfect example of why he can't do it. Because it's like if someone's writing you fucking jokes and you delivered them like an 83-year-old, well, oh shit, there you go.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
Yeah, he had some other funny ones. He said, half this room think I'm Kenan Thompson. The other half think I'm Louis Armstrong. President Biden thinks I'm the daddy on Family Matters.
Winslow. Roy Wood's real funny. I'm glad he got to shine. He's good.
Yeah, that's good for him.
Yeah. He had some other, but yeah, I mean, there were some funny jokes for sure.
Yeah. He was the star of the show, but but overall, it just that's kind of. But the Biden talking part is just like, oof, kind of draws you back.
Yeah. Obama was great because he's got good delivery and he's funny and he can talk. Great orator.
Thinking back, Trump did kind of kill it. That was whack because like you do, but the best thing Trump could have done is had it right because
he just always hits him because he's such a bad.
He's not a good sport. Yep.
He's such an asshole that he can't take a joke about himself.
And he also can be funny. Trump on the mic, his would have been great. His would have been fantastic had he had him, but he didn't want to have him because they make fun of him.
Yeah. Right. You can't roast him.
Yeah.
Thin skin.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you want to check out the full one, there's a lot of other jokes in there. Don't have time for. But guys, now that spring is finally here, the days are longer, right? The flowers are blooming. You can spend some time in your yard. What makes the season even better is Sunday Lawn Care. Sunday is everything you need to get the lawn you've ever dreamed of. This spring, go to getsunday.com/hardfactor. Enter your address and get a customized plan created just for your lawn. No trips to the store, hauling heavy bags that they just ship it right to your door. And you just, put it on a hose. Takes about, 15 minutes to apply Sunday. Dries quickly, and you're back on your lawn with your pets, your kids.
Certainly quicker than Will Levis getting drafted.
Way faster.
Oh, yeah.
About one pick in the first round. Right?
Yeah.
That's right.
You're off that lawn real quick.
Yeah, it's nice.
That's right.
Yeah.
No harsh chemicals, no long waiting periods, safe and effective. Sunday is easy and affordable too. Some lawn care services cost more than $1,500 a year, but Sunday's full season plan started just $109. And for a limited time, Sunday is offering our listeners 50% off your first box. So get started today for as little as $55. $55.
I think it's 20. Wes,
that's got to be a typo. 50% off.
Wes, you're reading Wes.
Are you serious?
No, $55 when you go to getsunday.com/hardfactor checkout. That's 50% off your first box.
Holy
at
shit!
getsunday.com/hardfactor. Yeah.
We fuck at selling.
Wow.
We know.
Whoa, that's the real offer.
Come on, man.
Yeah. I don't know. Someone
ain't no one better than us at selling.
Probably wrong. But,
are you kidding me right now?
Until they fix it. Until they fix that typo, we gotta honor it, I guess.
No, I'm checking it right now. Wes is 100% right.
You guys are putting a cherry on that selling Sunday.
No. Wes is 100% right. This is such a good deal. Listen, this is such a good deal that none of us believed him that this was the deal. But this is the deal. I must say it clearly because this is part of the stipulations. And for a limited time, Sunday is offering our listeners 50% off your first box. So you can get started today for as little as $55 when you go to getsunday.com/hardfactor at checkout. That's 50% off your first box at getsunday.com/hardfactor. Wes, you nailed it.
I have to apologize, Wes. That's just
yeah, it was exactly what I said, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
what he said.
There you go.
Too good to believe, Wes. Too good to be true. That's Sunday. Wow.
Get two, Anyways, let's head over to the taking things a bit too far corner. First up, do any of you guys know of or like a really creative and or out there engagement story? Like maybe for one of our friends or maybe Wes, you heard every single person at a wedding not shut up about some sort of elaborate engagement because it was so memorable.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
in a speech, maybe like, and then he proposed. Like, that's when I knew he was a keeper.
I've heard a lot about
over the top.
People bringing it. The most ridiculous one I ever heard, which really is like maybe throw up almost, was like someone flew in her entire family for it.
Come on.
And I'm like, you piece of fucking shit.
See, that's the only way that it would be ever meant. You have to go so epic over the top. I mean,
you know what I heard that was creepy one time? One of the couples, the guy started creating his proposal video like 2 weeks into dating her. So he had like 5 years of this like proposal video. Yeah, that was
a little weird.
But it worked out. Man. So happy. Yeah.
I've cataloged all of our time together.
Yeah, she was either going to get engaged or get decapitated. It was, yes
she
or
was.
no, really.
She was not going to survive the proproposal one way or another.
Right.
Look at my organizational skills. Imagine all
the man for her one way or the other. Well, one lady in the UK who is remaining anonymous claims that she has a recent personal engagement story she won't ever forget. Her boyfriend got in touch with her and said recently, like it was like a Thursday or something, he's like, hey, I won't be able to see or talk to you this weekend because I'm leaving Friday morning to go to a boys camping trip and won't have any Sally reception now, will we? Ain't it? Because we're in the woods, right? So that the last part, probably she's now thinking like, never mind. I'll move on. I botched the joke. I was gonna say, and also
try it again.
Okay, here we go. She won't have any Sally reception because we'll be in the woods, ain't it? And also your cocks will be in our mouths, so we won't be able to talk. And that last part, there you go, is probably just what she was thinking because why wasn't she like, why don't you invite me to the woods? I like the woods. Like, why do you have to go camping with the boys all the time?
Oh, see, I think that's a hack because no woman likes the woods. Because, man, there's just like when you go to the woods, you got to take a shit. Your whole shit gets all nasty. Like, you're below the belt after the woods.
Glamping with beer?
No worse smell than that. And ladies, they have vaginas, right? They got to be careful.
Yeah, that's true. But also in the woods, sometimes there's lakes and stuff, and there's tents where you can bang.
That's what I'm saying.
No, but no one wants to.
Bring the girls. Bring the girls.
You also get to see exactly how big your shits are in the woods. You never believed it. You
right?
Never believe how big they are
because they're sitting next to something that gives it context, like a coin in a photo.
None of it goes down the tube.
On the ground.
And you can competition with the girls' size shit. Hey, look at my girl's shit.
Yeah,
that's when you can
compare your girlfriend's shits if you want
to. Bring the girls.
I mean, if they're separating shit sections into men and women, I'm definitely saying I'm going to the men, but going to the women to take a shit.
Yeah, and make it look like it was a huge
shit. Oh, dude, you gotta go shit.
Sandy,
was that you? You guys, you don't build like a men's and a women's at the.
No, I know we're joking.
I don't know.
We're joking.
Hole.
You just
have. Take advantage of nature. Get out there.
Agreed. So, but she's probably offended and stuff. Like, fine, I don't like the woods. Maybe he knew that she didn't. I don't know, but it doesn't sound like it because that Friday morning, when he apparently went to the woods, she went jogging at 8 a.m. She's outdoors, you see, which is something she says she does every Friday morning. And now, if you can sense the foreshadowing, what happens next? A van starts to follow her during the jog. She was able to text a friend and drop the pin being like, there's a van following me around every corner, and then all of a sudden it pulled up next to her and guys in masks like in old school came out while Masters of Puppets is playing, and they yanked her and put her in the back of the van.
She must have thought she was going to be raped and slaughtered.
That's right, Wes.
I guarantee Old School's not our top 10 favorite movies, because that's just such a male film that he's trying to interweave. Like, she'll get the joke. She'll definitely get the joke.
No, she didn't get the joke. When she was it might have even been an Escalade, but it was a big enough car that 3 men in masks, which she saw before they blindfolded her, held her in the back of the large vehicle. One held her arms behind her back and held her down. One guy held her knees down while one guy held her feet while she was screaming, crying. And then
how is the husband
punch her in the stomach?
Yeah. Well, right. I don't know. Well, and then it got so bad that
just beat the shit out of my fiance right before I fucking
smack her around for me.
She pissed herself real bad because she was scared for her life. And then one of the guys creepily didn't bother him. He was creepily running his hands up her inner thighs all the way to her jennies in the piss-soaked jogging pants, and she was just screaming for her life. When they finally UK, when they finally parked after a long ride, she was taken into a home and her blindfold was removed to see her boyfriend in the living room, who was getting down on one knee,
and the guy who just diddled her from behind while she was pissing her pants,
which was not her boyfriend.
He's standing
I really want you to make it feel real.
Yeah,
make it feel real.
This is so romantic.
Go method in there, guys. Just go method.
Yeah. So
I wanted to jump into my arms.
Yeah. So, anyways, he started
fuck her up a little bit.
I got a little too into the role,
Yeah. Did you finger her? Whoa, that's pretty far.
That's what an abductor would do.
He would.
That's crazy. Great improv.
She had pissed, so it was kind of lubed up. And so he started to do the engagement thing, but he noticed the vibe was off as she was covered in snot and tears and piss all over. So he said, "Oh God, I'm so in the wrong, a classic fool." And she said, "Yes. But you've made a fool out of me. You've made the life I lead foolish too." Anyone know what that's from?
She loved it.
Love Actually.
Love Actually.
Yeah, when she finds out and gave the necklace to that whore. Anyways, and she went upstairs to shower and clean up while her boyfriend then started kind of like being like, "How far did it go, guys?" She seems pretty roughed up.
Mike almost fingered him, Mike. Oh, it was epic, Mike.
Yeah. She heard them arguing from the shower while she was still crying. Her friends came and picked her up, and the engagement didn't happen that day. Turns out the guy driving the car, the fourth guy, was the woman's best friend, male best friend, and he kept trying to tell the guys to ease up on her during the ride from hell, where she was getting pee-fingered. But obviously, she's questioning her friendship with him at this point. He's also the only person. Yeah,
I would go ahead and if I was her, I would go ahead and just cut it clean. Get out of the whole friend group. You're not going to want to be a part of this after this whole thing went down. You just need to get out of there. They suck ass. They're bad people. Just
worse
get out
than the creep that started cataloging it 2 weeks in. This is not good.
You got to examine this. So, okay, put this on us. I'm getting married. I come to you guys when we're living in Charlottesville, for example, because I got to imagine these guys are drunk all the time and under 30. Yeah.
They go along with everything.
And I say, hey, guys, I got an idea.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to go kidnap my girlfriend, like that movie Old School. You know that? She loves that. Throw her in the van, and then I'm going to propose. You guys would be like, "No, Pat." So, you know what I mean? Just straight up, no.
Certainly nobody would do it to the point of scream pee fingering. That would be that would be if we did do it, you would tell us to do that, and then we would go pick her up and we'd be like, "Hey, Pat told us to rough you up, but we're just going to take you to him."
Yeah, and it's going to be funny. Just put this blindfold on.
Yeah, just put the blindfold, pretend like we totally did it.
Yeah, and then act surprised and scared. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, well, what was it? Was it because if he was in the van, do you think it would have flown? Or was I know, but was it the whole thing, or was it the
it was,
intensity?
But his friends suck too. His friends don't respect him or her either.
She said when she was begging for her life, they were just laughing in her face.
Right,
like,
it's terrible. You got to get away from
the vibe they gave off was not playful. Like
you gotta get away.
They went into it like way too intense, and like when she was like, "Don't kill me, please," and pissing herself, they're like, "Ha, fuck you, you bitch." And then anyway, so like now she's questioning everything. The one guy who was her friend did go to the police and like admit to everything according to her story. He's the only witness that went forward, and she's going to press charges and probably not marry the moron that
maybe not marry into the friend group now.
Yeah. So that's that one. But now until charges are pressed, right, and like an arrest is made, it's hard to tell if that story is true. It was picked up by a lot of the UK periodicals.
Regardless, those dudes are fucking morons for that plan.
No names, like, but yeah, it was an online story on Reddit, so it could be totally made up. But all the Mirror and a lot of publications picked it up. So we don't know for sure if that's true until names and arrests are made. But I'd say they went a little far. And this one, the next one, is definitely we know for sure is real and someone that I think took things a bit too far. Meet Montana State Representative Carrie Seekins Crow. She looks like she wants to talk to every manager and also looks like she's loud in the sack.
Oh yeah, man.
She's got the Karen cut and the leopard print shawl right there, or leopard print handkerchief. So the ultimate combo.
Fans of Lifetime, if they were going to reboot Designing Women today, she's all the cast members. That's what she looks like.
What do you think about my sex TikTok? If you can't give her a screaming orgasm, it's time to hang it up.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. Well, either that or complete silence. I could imagine complete silence too.
No, she's a conservative. She serves her man, even if she's not liking it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I don't know about the loud in the sack, but she really made some noise on the state congressional floor in late March during a debate on trans children rights when she said this. I'll just play the clip.
Issues that we have heard today and we've talked about lately is that without surgery, the risk of suicide goes way up. Well, I am one of those parents who lived with a daughter who was suicidal for 3 years. Someone once asked me, wouldn't I just do anything to help save her? And I really had to think. And the answer was no. I was not going to give in to her emotional manipulation because she was incapable of making those decisions, and I had to make those decisions for her. I was not going to let her tear apart my family, and I was not going to let her tear apart me because I had to be strong for her. I had to have a vision for her life when she had none, was incapable of having none.
Okay. So
remove the debate from
a
it
lot
for a second.
different there than her picture. That she's not a screamer.
No. The picture's a screamer. That rant makes me think maybe not. Yeah.
If you remove the debate from it, remove the debate of whatever's controversial here, take that away. She said one thing specifically, which is like, I'm not going to let her, referring to her daughter, tear apart my family. And that's the same thing someone would say in the 1950s if they had a kid that was going to date or marry a black person and was white.
Yeah, but that's totally different.
Because they're just saying,
that's a relationship you're entering into. This is life-changing surgery that lasts for the rest of your life. It's totally different.
But she said,
well, you know what
the end of your life is suicide. That's the end.
And
that's
death
game
is
over.
involved, yeah.
Death is game over. Well,
yeah, but Pat's talking about entering into a relationship versus life-changing surgery.
Obviously, life-changing surgery is a very controversial topic, and it's not something I even want to dive into. But what she did was come up with potentially a hypothetical situation, because it's sad that her daughter is suicidal, and I hope that she gets the help she needs and gets through that. But we don't know 100% based on her comments if she's suicidal over wanting surgery or not, or if it's another thing that she's depressed with. What we do know is this lady presented two options, and she said, option A, if my kid could get gender reassignment surgery. Option B, suicide. I'm going with option B, which is taking things a little bit too far, in my opinion.
Yeah. She sounded like a mom who's been dealing with an addict for a very long time.
Right. It doesn't necessarily mean that
she wasn't going to enable her, but the enabling would be letting her live a happy, healthy life that she wanted to live.
She said,
or getting a life-changing surgery, but while she's a minor too. I mean, it's
how old is
the daughter? Come on, suicide's the end of the game, man. That's game over. That's death. That's death. She didn't say She didn't. She, in her words, came up with this. No one put a gun to her head and said.
She worded it horribly, but
she said, "I was asked.
The same
I was asked about suicide. Even if anything you could do to save your daughter," and she goes, "Nope, no.
I'd rather.
I decided I'd rather her dead than get gender reassignment surgery."
That's taking it a little too far.
It's taking a little too far.
Sounds like she didn't die, and
But that's what I'm saying. She didn't need to fucking say that. She didn't need to say all that.
But a
shit.
lot of people do die.
She's insane. Yeah, she's
Because of
insane. This lady is fucking nuts. Anyways, that's the taking it too far.
Suicide.
Yeah.
Also after transitioning too, it's the highest, believed suicide category.
Well, look,
population.
The debate on whether gender reassignment surgery should happen for children is not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about she's saying she'd rather her kid be dead than get it. Like, that's insane.
Right.
That's taking it a little too far.
It's taking it too far.
To clarify what I was saying at one point she made it not about her kid's health. She made it about what people would perceive if her kid did something. So that's what I was saying. It's like,
I won't let her.
She's not going to let the family be torn apart. That's
torn apart, which is grandpa being like, "What the fuck? I'm not calling you."
That's your family's reaction to whatever happens from the surgery,
right? Which fuck that.
But Pat, in your analogy, she'd have to marry the black guy because the gender reassignment surgery is permanent. So she'd have to not date a black guy, but marry a black guy.
Oh, right. I'm saying take that part out of it. She's bringing in someone else's opinion.
I get it.
Family opinion.
It's a hot topic.
Shouldn't matter.
I'm for trans rights personally, but I'm certainly not for a whack job saying I'd rather my daughter commit suicide than get a surgery. That's insane.
There you go. Quick update. If you look at the first round draft, actual bonuses, the actual money paid, it's pro rata what the total guaranteed contract is. So it is like there's no negotiation on the bonus effectively. It's very narrow. So it's like it's a waterfall just like it is on the guaranteed contract.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So what did the guy make? Fourth pick last year made $21 million. Sorry, Levis. All right, y'all. Humans.
He's never going to go fourth, though. I mean,
what was he supposed to go? Fifth, sixth?
Well, the Colts was his only hope. Colts
was his
once
hope.
Once he didn't go fourth, he wasn't going fifth.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Colts is a pipe dream. Jeez. Humans like to make statues of hot stuff. We know that. They always have. You look at the Greeks, or I don't know, Italian Renaissance sculptures. It's tits and ass everywhere. Dicks aplenty. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You might be saying to yourself, wait a minute, though, Pat. What about those long fig leaves I've seen covering the hot parts of statues? Well, sometimes they're short fig leaves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's not how they were intended originally. Quick history lesson. 1563, the Council of Trent, that's the Catholics, they launched a fig leaf campaign to camouflage the dongs and pubic hair visible in art across Italy, and started slapping fig leaves on everything. So that's where that came from. And in the 1540s, this is interesting, Michelangelo, the painter, not the Ninja Turtle, he was contracted by the Pope to paint the wall of the Sistine Chapel with a fresco art depicting the, quote, Last Judgment. That's the name of the artwork. And if you haven't seen the painting, I'm going to put it up here if you're watching online. But if you haven't seen it, it essentially just depicts the dead coming up from wherever they were and being judged by God, right? It's the final judgment, eternal judgment by God of all humanity. And it's a ton of people, about 300 to be specific. And Mark, if you look at it from afar, it looks like it could pretty easily be an orgy, right?
Yeah.
The whole Sistine Chapel
milky
orgy-ish. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They're all over each other.
What was Michelangelo into? Orgies is the answer.
Yes,
human bodies. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Of those 300 folks depicted in that painting, a lot of them, most of them, dudes. Not saying anything about Michelangelo, but probably gay.
But at least they all looked of age, right? You could put it back up. I don't see a lot of kids, thank God.
This was Rome after all, Mark. I mean, they had. Trust me, there was plenty of kids.
Can I fuck you guys up,
Luckily,
though?
didn't make the final copy of that.
Can I fuck you up? They didn't know how to paint kids back then. Remember?
Okay. Oh shit!
Remember art back
plenty
then?
of paintings with kids that are,
but they're painted like adults. If you go back to Rome,
like little adults,
it's a thing. They didn't know how to paint kids. Anyway, it could be an orgy, right? Michelangelo spent 25 years painting that fucker. Okay, that's a lot of time. And then guess what? The church came in and said, no chance, right? And what Michelangelo had put up would have been like the 1990s equivalent of Cinemax After Dark on the IMAX screen, right? It was just like a huge painting of dicks and shit.
Yeah.
And right after he died, they just covered it all up. They said, not happening.
Oh, because that was nude. That was full nude?
That was full nudes, bro.
When they just put fig leaves on them, you're saying?
They hired a guy to come in and like paint like a fucking like robe.
Did
yeah,
they sand them down? They sand the dicks down.
They painted over the dicks, bro.
But what about the statues? They must
There's
have
a few
sand
dicks
them
left.
down.
I love how Michelangelo always made dicks so tiny. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like these dudes are huge and jacked up, and they got the tiniest package.
8 packs with tiny nubs. Yeah, yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Michelangelo, look, obviously he's one of the greatest artists ever. Yeah, Wes. And maybe he had a tiny dong, right? So
also apparently back in those days, it was like in style to have a tiny cock.
Right.
Like, that's
more versatile.
That's why they did it in the like the photos and shit.
Get
or,
that
like,
big dick out of here.
What's a trend in Europe in general?
Like
the smart car. You know,
yeah.
Go back.
Jeez, that must have been nice.
Anyway, they
great time to be alive.
They hired some guy to shit on Michelangelo's last work he did before he died, and then they said to themselves, "Good job, that needed to be done." And then they went on with their important work, sexually abusing little boys. But to the story at hand, guys. To the story at hand. I guess, in what might be a clear example of humans completely misunderstanding and using/abusing what they believe to be the word of God to suit their own personal narrative and ambitions, as in God wouldn't want nude dicks on the Sistine Chapel, God herself or hisself dropped a masterpiece sculpture about 480 years too late, and this thing would make Michelangelo himself blush. And I'm talking about, guys, Dickberg.
Oh, that's a dick.
That's a dick,
it's
guys.
It's a pretty good-looking dick. I mean,
well, that's a 100-foot-tall iceberg shaped like an erect, veiny penis. That was
too
spotted.
big for Michelangelo.
Oh no, Michelangelo would hate it.
Yeah,
it's an ice cold dick, right? Can you believe that? Look at that thing, man.
Rock hard.
Rock hard, guys.
Well, how'd it get so smooth up top?
Erosion?
I don't know. Erosion?
Yeah, but you think
the wind?
Yeah, but the whole thing isn't smooth like that. You know what I mean?
The wind, maybe, like the surface, and obviously it's a chunk that broke off.
You're probably right. The wind, the top of the dick,
could be. Yeah, guys. So it was
someone sanded it.
It was spotted off the coast
Birds
of
landed on it.
Newfoundland, Canada, and the frozen stiff iceberg was photographed in Conception Bay, so you know why it was there. And the photog, who had to strap on a wide-angle lens to fit this Arctic snake in frame, is Kenneth Pretty, and Kenneth is from Dildo, Newfoundland. So that's.
Whoa. So I'm starting to get when Wes warned you this might be a fake story. How this could be a fake story.
So it's a man from Dildo, and it's a dick in Conception Bay.
Wow.
No.
What?
And guys, this thing was not suffering from shrinkage. Like, it is fucking big, right? Like,
only in Canada, am I right? You know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When interviewed about the North Pole, Pretty said, quote, "It's melting all the time. I mean, it might go limp." That's a pretty good joke.
A science joke.
For a photog. And Pretty's words proved to be ominous because, unfortunately, I'm not sure if this is from warming spring weather coming in or if the frozen flagpole laid with an unclean woman, but users on Facebook have sadly reported that the tip has now fallen off, guys.
Oh, no.
Yeah, well, it's obviously a chunk that broke off from a bigger. It's in the middle of the water, so it broke off from a bigger iceberg somewhere. So it's not going to last forever. It's going to melt eventually.
You think this is the work of the same people that do like crop circles? They saw an opportunity to make a dickberg and
like saw a nice ice dick out of the iceberg.
I mean, you get a skilled ice sculptor out there. You know, he'll make it happen.
It would be the nature shot of the year if you saw a guy in a boat sanding down the dickhead.
No, Wes, I think God did it.
Yeah.
You think God did that? Okay.
All right.
All right.
Maybe so.
I hope
so.
so.
Probably so.
Dildo town. Come on.
A couple other funny things. Frozen stiff, right? That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Snowman's carrot, right? Yeah. Arctic snake. Frozen flagpole. Yeah. Anyway. Willie.
All right. Let's end this show with a couple of government dummies. First up, in Boston, the FBI raided the wrong hotel room in a training exercise recently, and it was an absolute chaos for at least one Delta pilot. And I'm going to let WBZ, CBS News Boston, fill you in on the rest of what happened with this.
That the WBZI team reported first on CBS News Boston. FBI agents barging into the wrong room at the Revere Hotel in Boston during what it says was a training exercise. An unsuspecting airline pilot was inside that room and was handcuffed and questioned before agents finally realized the mistake.
WBZ Chief Investigator Cheryl Fiandaca broke this story that you saw first here on WBZ and has the latest on this major mix-up.
Houston by the Revere Hotel, 2 Delta pilots had people claiming to be FBI agents barge into their room and handcuff them to the bathroom.
It played out like a scene out of a movie. FBI agents working with the Department of Defense barged into a room on the 15th floor of the Revere Hotel on Stewart Street in Boston. The FBI says it happened just before midnight on Wednesday. Agents banged on the door to room 1505. Inside was a sleeping Delta Airlines pilot who was a guest at the hotel. He opened the door, and sources say agents barged in, handcuffed and interrogated the pilot for more than 45 minutes and put him in the shower. Nearly an hour later, sources say they realized their mistake, took the cuffs off, and released him.
Apologize.
The FBI says agents were conducting a training operation and a mock interrogation to simulate what a Department of Defense employee deployed overseas could encounter. The pilot notified hotel security, who called Boston police. The I-team obtained the Boston police report that shows responding officers wearing body cameras were told law enforcement agents were in fact training in the building.
Could you send me EMS?
EMS was called to evaluate the pilot, who refused treatment. The I-team spoke to that pilot, who told us,
what a story you have now, though.
Minding my own business, and all of a sudden, these 2 guys bust in the room and they toss me in the shower. And one of the guys, he keeps just asking me over and over again, "Are you going to call your mama? Are you going to call the mama?" And I don't know why he went with that angle, but he just wouldn't stop asking me that question. And then basically I explained to them that, no, you got the wrong guy. I'm just a pilot, random pilot. You guys, I don't know who you are. And then the guy, he just kept they would hit me kind of hard, but not that hard. And then, he just kept asking, if I was going to call mama or whatever. And eventually they realized that they did have the wrong guy. And, if that was a torture training exercise, I got to tell you, it wasn't that scary.
We reached out to the FBI, who told us in a statement, based on inaccurate information, they were mistakenly sent to the wrong room and detained an individual, not the intended role player. Thankfully, nobody was injured. And there are still a lot of questions involving this incident, including why were federal agents conducting training exercises at a hotel filled with guests who had no idea what was happening?
That's like the scenario. That's like the storyline of The Man Who Knew Too Little with Bill Murray, which is weird. But how did they did a satirical comedy, laugh out loud comedy? They did the plot for that.
Yeah, in reality, that wasn't the real pilot. That was me.
No.
The pilot couldn't talk to the media because hopefully he gets a settlement of a lifetime from the federal government for getting his ass kicked in a random Boston shower by the FBI. Or whatever they did to him for those 45 minutes. But
yeah, he might be able to retire.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the biggest fuck up here was?
He needs a new beach house from the government.
It's one thing to go to the wrong room, which is a huge fuck up, dumb as shit. But then the guys called hotel security, who called the police. That's, in my opinion, the biggest breakdown of this motherfucker. It's if you fuck up that bad, you got to go to hotel security and the police first. You got to fucking post up in the lobby and be like, yo, this is bad. Let's clean this shit up.
They're embarrassed. Pat, I saw a lot of retired FBI agents saying that basically they think somebody got caught doing something they weren't supposed to be because this doesn't fall in line with any of their training protocols. So they think that the FBI is covering up some idiot agent probably doing something.
You think the pilot banged his wife?
So I don't know. The pilot's gonna get paid. The government owes this pilot unlimited money.
It does kind of sound like the True Lies scenario with the car salesman, R.I.P. Bill Pullman or whatever.
True.
Yeah, they just fucked
Paxton.
with them. Yeah, Bill Paxton. Yeah.
There's some real dummies over there that charged the wrong hotel room
shit.
and then got it fucking publicized nationally.
That wedding proposal is very similar to the True Lies situation too, Mark.
Yeah, both two stories now very True Lies-y. Yeah.
I mean, how do you beat the wrong guy for an hour when he's telling you he's the wrong guy? Like,
because that's dude.
That's
It's like being in prison, bro. Everyone's innocent.
You were sent there for a training exercise.
The right guy would tell me that
you should know your training.
The wrong guy. Yeah. But isn't it the room number? Just get the room number right.
Yeah.
That's
right.
Just show me your fucking pilot uniform in the closet.
You didn't have a picture of the fucking person.
Deep into it, I see, with the pilot license. Yeah.
The boys are getting creative down there.
Yeah. Well, then I guess
cool little roll-on you have, huh?
Yeah, if the role players are going to up their game, maybe the torturers are going to up their game too.
That's some of the stupidest shit. We've seen a lot of stupid government shit. But that's one of the stupidest
water,
ones.
All cold water.
The best part is the FBI doesn't even have a response. Just like, yep, whoops, sorry, we did it. Sorry, whoops, sorry. Whoops,
yes, and then we got the fuck out of there, you idiots. You think that's good? You think that's gonna blow up on us, or you think we're cool?
Just waiting for the lawsuit, I guess.
We shook his hand. He's fine.
Yeah, so he's fine. No, he's fine. Let's get some lunch.
Yeah.
Told him to not be a pussy.
Yeah.
Unreal. All right,
I'm trying to help you, man.
We have more government dummies. You wouldn't believe it, but we do. Next, we have a politician in Minnesota, Republican State Senator Warren Limmer from Maple Grove, who was testifying in a losing effort against the recreational marijuana legalization bill on the docket up there in Minnesota, which is going to pass, it looks like. And this is what Warren had to say about weed. Again, he's against this recreational marijuana bill.
It says it can have, any person can have 8 plants at home. Now, I've seen some of the videos of DEA raids. Some of these plants are 8 and 10 feet tall.
Oh.
You can have 8 of them. You can have a privacy fence made of these products in your backyard.
That's so much weed.
2 ounces. Just 2 ounces is equivalent to 3 joints.
No, that's not correct.
If you're
Snoop Dogg,
maybe. 1.5 pounds?
Did he mean to say novelty
1.5
joints?
pounds you can hold.
Can you imagine that guy smoking a joint that big?
He meant grams, right? Come on.
They're smoking these giant joints. I'm telling you. Look at it. Look at it. I'm Warren Limmer. I know this stuff, eh?
He thinks one joint is 2/3 of an ounce.
He's an idiot. Yes, Mark. Warren Limmer either parties super hard, which he doesn't, or he's such a nerd that he thinks that all joints contain about 19 grams of marijuana. And that's the case. He's such a nerd that he thinks that all joints contain about 19 grams of marijuana.
Holy shit, man.
He's the biggest nerd of all time. Warren Limmer.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Even if he had said blunts, he's extremely far off.
So far. I mean, 19 grams is not fitting in. It's a novelty, like you guys said. That's why I put up this picture of some guy in Denver smoking a 2-pound joint, because 19
That's
grams
closer.
may as well be 2 pounds.
That's
right?
closer.
Nobody's smoking a 19-gram joint. It's insane. So. That's Warren Limmer?
Yeah. That's him.
Yeah. He looks like a hedge trimmer.
His red sweater.
It looks like Mr. Rogers.
Warren Limmer guys are the best.
And with research like that, it's a wonder how his side lost the debate in the end, with the Minnesota Senate and House now having passed their own respective recreational marijuana bills this year, and with the governor saying he will sign it, add another green state on that U.S. map. Minnesota will be the 23rd state to fully legalize a common flowering plant that the DuPonts and others outlawed in the 1920s and 30s in the United States because they wanted to make shittier plastic and put minorities in jail, among other things. So good for Minnesota for finally reversing that to be the 23rd to do that. And that's the show today. Also, shout out to the Heart of Hive clan in Destiny 2. We finally
did it.
We finally beat the raid over the weekend. Hats off to the guys.
Nice.
We got a lot of help from a new member, the captain. He's not in the clan, but he really helped us get through. We needed a ringer to pull us through. It was Nolan, D-Soys, Adam, who I think almost orgasmed when we beat the final boss, and then Dooley, of course. Dooley said that Dooley pronounced that he had the best playthrough. So if you guys ask who had the best game, it was Dooley.
Dooley loves to announce that. Let's get a trivia up so we can beat Dooley in trivia. Yeah. Dooley's not very humble.
All right, yeah, but it was fun. Right. Hardo Hive Clan, Destiny 2. Join. Pat's going to get on there too. We're going to be Twitch streaming soon. I think I got the capture cards coming. It'll be very soon. All right, wheel time. Sorry, we're running. Here we go.
It's me.
All right, come on. Coffee tomorrow.
Perfect. I got you tomorrow.
Yeah, he does. All right. Thank you for listening. As always, if you want to support the pod, help us grow even more, go to patreon.com/hardfactor or become a member subscriber on Spotify, YouTube, wherever else you can get our bonus podcasts. That's the Hive Hour and Florida Man Friday each week. You can also get access to the Discord server and Patreon and the trivia, which we will schedule very soon. Also, store.hardfactor.com for all the best merch designs. Wes is locking them in the vault left and right, so get them before they're gone. Apple, leave us a 5-star review on there. Spotify, answer some polls and questions. We'll also reference those in the High Five every Friday. Leave us a voicemail at 512-270-1480. Join our YouTube live tapings or on Twitch now too, youtube.com/hardfactornews. We're Hard Factor News on Twitch. You can watch us tape the pod live the night before it drops on the RSS feed. Follow, subscribe, resubscribe to @HardFactorNews on every single app in your phone. Just look it up. We're probably in there. But most importantly, get out there and have a great fucking